Here are 7 things making the Gambia highly unsafe for its citizens. Despite being a nation known for its safe and peaceful environment, 7 factors are challenging this title. Let us look at these 7 factors. Let's dive right in.
Number 1. Little to no emergency services.
The Gambia faces significant challenges in developing and implementing comprehensive emergency preparedness and response plans, which are essential for coordinating emergency services and ensuring an effective response to natural disasters, mass casualty incidents, fire service response, police response, and public health emergencies. According to the World Health Organization, the Gambia has limited ambulance coverage, with only 37% of the population having access to emergency medical transport services, leaving many individuals without timely access to critical care during emergencies. In urban areas of the Gambia, the average response time for emergency medical services can exceed 45 minutes, and in rural areas it can be significantly longer, delaying the provision of life-saving interventions to patients in need. According to the Gambia Ministry of Health, many health facilities in the Gambia lack dedicated emergency rooms equipped to handle acute medical conditions and trauma cases, leading to overcrowding and suboptimal care in existing healthcare facilities during emergencies. The bottom line is this: if you need an emergency service in the Gambia, be it a medical, police, or fire emergency, it is going to be a tremendous struggle to get hold of these services, and if care is not taken, you might not attain any. This shows that you are likely to be on your own at the mercy of the general public, which is very unsafe and scary.
Number 2. High cost of living.
The Gambia, like other African countries, is gripped by high inflation, the highest ever recorded. In September 2023, the inflation rate reached 18.5%, driven largely by a 24.39% surge in food prices. This surge is a result of the Gambia's heavy dependence on imports and currency devaluation. The Food and Agriculture Organization reported that in 2020, the Gambia's food price index remained high, reflecting challenges in accessing affordable food items for many households. Urban areas like Banjul and Serekunda experience rising housing costs due to limited availability of affordable housing units, urbanization pressures, and population growth. High transportation costs, including fuel prices and public transportation fares, significantly contribute to the overall cost of living, particularly for households reliant on public transport. While education and healthcare services are subsidized to some extent by the government, out-of-pocket expenses for private schooling, medical treatments, and medications can still impose a considerable financial burden on households in the Gambia. A high cost of living would mean you have to spend more, and if you can't cope, it may lead to unsafe hunger.
Number 3. Crime.
The Gambia has seen a surge in crime rates in recent years. This is largely due to Gambia's uncontrolled immigration system, as up to 80% of crimes committed in the Gambia in recent years are committed by foreigners. This includes the recent murder of a British national called Shakina Chinedu, who was murdered by a Sierra Leonean. Despite its small size, Gambia exhibits a startling trend where youth offenders constitute a significant majority of the criminal population. According to a report by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC, in 2022, approximately 70% of all crimes in Gambia involve individuals under the age of 30. Gambia has seen a dramatic surge in cybercrime incidents over the past few years, defying conventional perceptions about crime in the region. The Gambia Police Force reported a staggering 120% increase in cyber-related offenses from 2019 to 2021, as stated in their annual crime report. Contrary to global trends where males typically dominate crime statistics, Gambia presents a unique scenario with a significant proportion of female offenders. A study conducted by the Gambia Bureau of Statistics revealed that women account for nearly 40% of all arrests made for property-related crimes in urban areas. Tourism serves as a vital economic pillar for Gambia, but it also inadvertently contributes to crime statistics. Surprisingly, a survey by the Ministry of Tourism unveiled that nearly 20% of all reported crimes in tourist hotspots are perpetrated against visitors, highlighting a pressing need for enhanced safety measures. The Gambia showcases a remarkable success story in community-led crime prevention initiatives. According to a study published in the Journal of Crime Prevention and Community Safety, neighborhoods with active community policing programs experienced a 35% reduction in reported crimes compared to those without such initiatives, underscoring the efficacy of grassroots efforts in curbing criminal activities.
Number 4. Unsafe public roads.
Driving on Gambian roads can be very unsafe, with the country riddled with all forms of road traffic fatalities. Overloading of vehicles is a pervasive issue on Gambian roads, contributing to increased accidents and road deterioration. Shockingly, a study by the Ministry of Transport found that up to 80% of commercial vehicles in Gambia exceed their recommended load capacity, posing a significant risk to road safety and infrastructure integrity. Potholes represent a ubiquitous hazard on Gambian roads, with surprising implications for road safety and vehicle maintenance costs. Research conducted by the National Roads Authority revealed that an average of 20 potholes per kilometer exists on major highways, significantly increasing the risk of accidents and vehicle damage. The Gambia experiences alarmingly high pedestrian fatality rates compared to global averages. According to a World Health Organization (WHO) report, pedestrians account for approximately 65% of all road traffic fatalities in Gambia, emphasizing the urgent need for improved road safety measures. Nighttime driving presents a particularly hazardous scenario on Gambian roads, with a surprising spike in road traffic accidents and fatalities. Data compiled by the Ministry of Transport and Works revealed that nearly 70% of fatal road accidents occur between dusk and dawn, underscoring the critical importance of improved visibility and road lighting infrastructure. The true extent of road traffic accidents and fatalities in Gambia may be significantly underreported due to various factors, including limited emergency response capabilities and inadequate data collection systems. Estimates from a study by the Gambia Bureau of Statistics suggest that the actual number of road traffic fatalities could be up to 50% higher than officially reported figures, highlighting the need for comprehensive data collection and analysis mechanisms. Please support our work by liking this video and subscribing to the African Pacific YouTube channel, a Gambian-owned channel looking into both the good and the bad happenings in the Gambia that are often ignored by mainstream media. Please show your support by subscribing. Thank you so much.
Number 5. Dilapidated key public services.
In the Gambia, public services need to be improved, with the majority of them, such as water and electricity supply, transportation, healthcare, and many more, in a severe state of ruins and posing significant safety concerns. Dependency on these public services can make life highly unsafe. Surprisingly, despite being endowed with abundant water resources, Gambia struggles with water access disparities. According to the World Bank, only 60% of the population has access to basic water services, with rural areas disproportionately affected by unreliable water supply and poor water quality. If you depend on water supply from NEWEC, you are likely to face preventable challenges of water shortages, which can be unsafe. Furthermore, the Gambia grapples with a surprising water pollution crisis, particularly in urban areas, where untreated sewage and industrial effluents contaminate water bodies. According to the World Bank, over 60% of water sources in urban Gambia are polluted, posing serious health risks to communities reliant on these sources for drinking water and livelihoods. The Gambia faces significant challenges in providing reliable electricity access to its citizens. Astonishingly, the International Energy Agency estimates that only 30% of the population has access to electricity, with frequent power outages and inadequate infrastructure hindering socio-economic development. Living in the Gambia is very likely to be met by frequent power cuts, leading to complete darkness, which is unsafe. Despite efforts to improve healthcare services, Gambia grapples with a surprising deficiency in healthcare infrastructure. The World Health Organization reports that there are only 0.2 hospital beds and 0.2 physicians per 1,000 people, significantly below the recommended minimum standards, leading to overcrowded facilities and limited access to quality healthcare services. This shows a severe lack of adequate healthcare access, which can be highly unsafe and scary.
Number 6. Human rights violations.
The Gambia is a nation that just got out of 22 years of rampant human rights violations under the regime of former President Yahya Jammeh. Under the government of the recent President Adama Barrow, we have seen a good amount of improvement in this regard. However, the issue of human rights violations persists, involving the police as well as other government bodies. This can make living in the Gambia highly unsafe. Surprisingly, a Human Rights Watch report revealed that in Gambia, individuals awaiting trial can spend several years in pre-trial detention due to systemic delays in the judicial process. Some detainees have languished in prison for over 5 years without being formally charged or tried. Instances of police brutality in Gambia are surprisingly prevalent, with reports of excessive use of force and arbitrary arrests. A study conducted by Amnesty International documented numerous cases of torture and ill treatment by law enforcement officials, raising serious concerns about the protection of citizens' rights. Despite a recent democratic transition, Gambia still struggles with suppressing freedom of expression. Surprisingly, a report by Reporters Without Borders ranked Gambia 138th out of 180 countries in its World Press Freedom Index, citing incidents of harassment, intimidation, and censorship against journalists and media outlets.
Number 7. Political and ethnic tension.
In the Gambia, despite being able to contain its political and ethnic tensions have increased in the past couple of years than ever before. With more and more people taking political preferences in all public situations, tensions are higher now than before due to the high emphasis on political celebrations. Surprisingly, a significant proportion of Gambians perceive political favoritism based on ethnicity. According to a survey conducted by a local research institute, over 60% of respondents believe that certain ethnic groups receive preferential treatment in government appointments and resource allocation, contributing to heightened ethnic tensions. Surprisingly, ethnic considerations heavily influence voter behavior in Gambia. An analysis of electoral data by an independent research group indicates that over 80% of voters consistently support candidates from their ethnic group, perpetuating a cycle of ethnic polarization and undermining efforts to foster national unity. Political tensions in Gambia occasionally manifest in acts of violence with ethnic undertones. Reports from a human rights organization suggest that incidents of interethnic violence, particularly during election periods, have increased in recent years, posing significant challenges to social cohesion and stability. This is highly unsafe, and it could lead to intertribal violence. This is a polite warning to all Gambians to please remove all ethnic affiliations from politics and be a bit more serious about politics by treating it based on incontrovertible merit, rather than ethnic affiliations to foster a safer environment. This is a humble reminder to please like this video and subscribe to the African Pacific YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. In conclusion, despite the Gambia having a relatively safe atmosphere, recent trends of safety issues can becloud its tranquil heritage, leading to some atom of insecurity. Measures need to be taken to completely silence these points mentioned above for a safer Gambia. African Pacific hereby rejects and condemns all forms of political and ethnic tensions perpetuated by greedy politicians. Please note that we are a tiny population who marry and bury each other, celebrate each other's ceremony, and even eat on the same plate. Can we leave without each other? Absolutely not. So, let us wake up and not allow these greedy politicians to use us for their selfish interests. After all, they will ignore you after achieving their goal of becoming a president. Ja Rama Gambia. Much love and stay safe.